Hey Stampers, Gaynor again, and I'm coming back with a set of, I think it's, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, alright, let me count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 cards. I've made 6, but I'm going to show them at the end after I've made each of them, but I'm going to do them slightly different. So for my first card, I won't show it you now. I'll show you what I did with this one. Just got a piece of white, and I think this is, I think it's just about, yeah, 3 1/4. But I will be taking a little fraction off the end. I cut myself a piece of the new Stampin' Up, the peel back. You've got peel back. This is my stuff. But this is the Stampin' Up one. It's got its own adhesive back. So I cut a piece out about 3 inches wide by about 4 or 5 inches long, and I ended up getting some. Obviously, I got strips because these are all navy. They're all blue cards and silver. I've done gold and I've done other different ones. So I managed to cut out about 20 different size stars. So you'll see the stars through the process. And I got a couple of extra ones from an old punch. Oh, wow, I've had this punch a long time. And I do like it. It came in a set of 4. So I've got a little bit more. I don't think I need any more. But this is 6 inches, and I've cut literally 1/8 of an inch strips off, which we're going to use on the card as well. I think that's just off my pile. And these are just in case we need other little bits later. So it's a navy blue standard A4 card. This is, like I'm saying, is 3 1/4, and I'm just going to use a tape runner because I'm putting a line in the middle and both ends. And I cut myself a fair few strips of papers from just 3 sheets of designer series paper. So that's one type, that's another type, and I'm going to put them in piles so I can know their sizes. And then this beautiful little blue, I love that blue. So I think I've got 4 of each. Oh, I've got a few extra. I've got 3 each of those. I started off with the blue, and I've got a little strip because I had a little piece poking out the top. So we're going to start with the blue, and it literally, we're just going to layer this up. So don't worry if it hangs over. We're going to trim that down to 3 inches anyway, and don't matter if it goes over the end. So then we're going to pick a dark piece. Like I say, they're all blue cards. So I would say navy, but not all of these bits are navy. But the card bases I've picked are boho blue, which is with the pack of paper, night of navy, and misty moonlight. So these are the colours I'm using for the 6 cards. See how it's short? Don't worry about that. We are cutting it off. So, and then I'm just alternating the blue strips with these strips. I just love that pop of pale blue. And then I go back to the navy. And then back to the blue. I just hope I've got enough, otherwise I'll have to cut a few more. Knowing my luck. And then back to the misty misty moonlight shade. And then back to the blue. I might need another little blue. And then we've got our navy again. And I tell you what, instead of, I should have an extra piece. I don't want to put the 2 together, so let's just get, and this is from the Oh Holy Night set. I just hope I've got a piece long enough. I can't remember what's on the opposite side of the blue. Oh, it's the one with the stars on. So let's have a look. Is that it? Yep. Is that it? No. So all I need is a 1/2 inch strip at 3 1/4 inches. So let's do 1/2 inch. I'll tell you what, right there. So let's mark, say that's at 4. So if I pull that down to just before, that'll give me my 1/2 inch strip. I just didn't want to get messing around, so I'll cut this off. So back to this strip. I'm going to cut that off. But once you've glued, you can use normal glue. I'm going to put that back in there, along with that one, because they'll go for other cards. Oh, I know I needed that piece. Where's that gone? Just me to throw the wrong bit away. And then we're going back to this blue. And it is over the top, so you can see it's a little bit longer, but we'll trim that down as well. We know it's shorter. That's out of the card pack. So I'm going to lay this down now, and we're going to trim this off at 3 1/4. We're trimming it off. So we're only literally taking the tiniest little bit off, and that's, you can't really, it is waste, but it's not overly wasted, if you know what I mean. That's all we've got. And then I'm going to flip this over and just trim this little piece off. Perfect. You could keep that. I'm not going to. So this is my card. I'm making sure I've got it nice and neat. I'm picking the best side. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this from about an 8. I'm going to literally put the corner on there. Maybe come down just so that corner fits right on there, and that corner fits right on there. And then I'm going to glue it on. So don't worry if you get a little bit of glue on your other side. I'm going to use my scissors. So this is the opening side. So this side, right on that edge. Is it that side? Oh, Gaynor's gonna muck again right there. That's right. From the top corner to top right corner to the bottom left corner, we're going to make sure it lines up on both sides of the, and then we're just going to glue that down. Oh, now I'll show you what I did with my other card once this one's completed, and I'm using my titanium scissors. So I'm just taking that little piece off. Before we cut that off, I am going to stick this piece, and I'm going to come right up to this edge and stick that down right on there, because I'm not having no waste on this one. If there's any bits coming up where my little tape runner doesn't go, just lift it up, tape it down, glue it down even. Don't worry if you've got a tiniest little gap there. We're going to sort that out in a minute, and we're going to snip that off. That's the only little bit of waste you're going to have. And then we're going to do exactly the same on this piece of card. So we've only got those 2 little bits of waste. I'm going to get a little bit more glue. And then we're going to come to this edge, and we're going to attach that there. You might be thinking, what's she doing? But you know, trust me, once the card is all together, that's nice, and then I can just snip that. And that's only the tiny little bit of waste you're getting. So we've got our lovely card, but now we've got our silver strips, and they are going to go from there to there just to hide those joins. So you grab your pokey tool and it peels these back in. I've been trying to do it with my nail, so what I've been doing is pulling the two papers apart, and so I've had to glue my sticky bit down. So we're just going to come across the edge. I'm going to follow that line where those cards are. Isn't that looking pretty already? Woohoo! Now you can save these bits if you want to. I mean, it's tiny. It's not like it's gonna break the bank. But you'd be surprised how much decoration those 1/8 of an inch little strips do for your card. And now it doesn't tend to fall apart much, but that is stuck. Isn't that looking beautiful already? And it's an unusual shape. So again, pokey tool, just peel the back. It peels the backings off. Brilliant. If you want me to show you leaving a bit on, so overlap your page, and you can do so much at a time. Just pull your piece back, butt that up close, and then you can snip your piece off, and you can save that little bit if you want to add it. If you want to be adding little bits of strips anywhere, it's up to you, but you can leave the backing on. And I'm just going to nip that tiny little piece off there. Perfect. So now this is our, isn't that pretty? Pretty. I haven't done any of the insides of the cards. I will literally wait until I'm sending them out. Now I'm going to need a strip of paper. I think that's about the same width. Oh, perfect. So I have got my Season's Greeting, and I'm using the stamp sets. Night Divine for one sentiment. I'm using Brightest Glow and the More Wishes. I'll show you the More Wishes one. It's beautiful later. So I'm going to pop this on. And I've got a pretty good strip of paper. Look at that. Lovely. Perfect each time. I am going to click that into place. And I'm going to get my cleaning cloth out. And I've got a scrap of paper to get rid of most of the ink before I wipe it off, because you know me girls, I like to keep me stuff clean. So I'll put that over there out the way for now. Then I'm just going to pennant the ends. I mean, I've got a little banner punch that would do this. You can do it with your other punches that Stampin' Up I've got out. I just think it's quick like this. So flick it over gently. I'm going to add some dimensionals. You can add large ones. Perfect. Got my little tub ready. Perfect. And this time, well, I'll show you my other card in a minute. I'm going to have this just come up here. This time I'll show you my other card in a moment. And then I've got double-sided tape on the back of my star, but not on all the way, if you noticed. So I'm just going to add a little bit more glue. And I'm just going to pop this towards this side this time to give me my little Night Divine star. Then I'm going to grab my little dimensionals. They just fit in the center. And I'm going to add one just on the navy. And I'm going add another one. Some of these I've got sticky backing, but I haven't pulled it off, so I'm just using a dimensional. So there's that one. I've got some little white gems that I used from a Do Craft set. I don't know why. I think that's just fell off because the glue dots fell off. But I'm literally putting one here, and one there. So I will glue that little gem on. Oh, in fact, I'm going to glue that on now actually, because I'm going to put that in the center because it's silver, and I've just put the glue on the top and not on the bottom. So please forgive me that I just stuck this down in the wrong place, and just center that up and just give it a couple of seconds. Oh, flipping heck, it doesn't want to stay. It will, even if I'm going to grab a glue dot actually. I'm going to put that right, because this did come with glue dots, but I added a little bit of glue on my other one as well, just so it stayed stuck. Does my glue dot come off? No, it has not. Let's put it on the back of the gem. So glue dot on the back of the gem. I'm going to peel the backing off. I don't know why I always overstretch my arms, girls. Let me just sort that out. I mean, you could have stuck with just the strip of paper that went across. You didn't have to add those bits on, but I thought it looked cute and something totally different than what everybody else has got. So this is the card, my first card, and this is the card I did it opposite. So the one that way, with our stars in separate places, little gem in the center, and I moved the greeting round. So these are cards number 1 and number 2. I hope you like that. I think they're really cute. You've got all this pebbling from this dashing from this designer series paper, and it just gives a beautiful contrast, and it looks really sparkly without overdoing the sparkle. So we've got little strips, we've got stars, and that's it. So I will put insides in at a later date. So let's pop this to one side whilst we move on with card number 2. I can't really do so much with this card. It's literally, it's a silver piece, and they're from the Nested Essentials, and it's the 3rd one in, is it? No, the 2nd one in. It's the 2nd size. So I've already pre-cut those. This one's going to be quick and simple. Maybe I will again, this is oh yeah, I could turn this around. So let's get this glued on. This is old paper. Do you remember when I did the Christmas trees and the bauble cards from the old navy papers? Well, this is from there, and I'm literally just putting about the same distance top and bottom. It is a little bit over, don't worry about that, we'll snip that off in a minute. Again, I'm using some more of these beautiful strips of shimmer paper, and again I'm just coming, I don't mind overlapping, that way I've just only a tiny little amount to strip off. And these peel back, look, use your pokey tool, way much easier. I mean, if you don't want a smaller gap, you could add it on top of your designer series paper. I'm just going to add it either side. I'll show you my other card in a minute. So let me get my trimmer. Oh, and let me get, excuse me more, girls. We had spicy food for tea, and it always opens up my sinuses. We had chicken burger with shredded romaine lettuce, and I made some chipotle mayonnaise, and it was beautiful. Again, you've got the tiniest little scraps. little bits. So this time, my other card is landscape. This one I'm going to do no, this one's landscape, the other one's portrait. I never get them right. I'm going to grab some dimensionals, which are from my card kit. So I don't mind using them up. And on this one, again, I'm just coming in with the Night of Navy, which I love this. It's, in fact, no, let's change the sentiment. So let's go again. I'm going to use this a couple of times, this Joy and Peace. Fingers crossed. I'm going to turn it over and do it on the back first as a practice, just to make sure I've got it straight. So that's not too bad. Oh, lovely. Look at that. So we can get rid of the excess. I'm not going to clean this one perfectly because I will be using it again in a bit. And then I'm just going to grab my ink. And not ink, it's called glue. Oh, my head's peak tongue. And then I'm just going to lay this. And I'm lining up the arrows, both top and bottom, just so I can get that nice and straight. Isn't that just adorable? Again, like I'm saying, I haven't put no insides to any of these cards yet. I will do that when I decide who I'm sending it to and what sentiment I'm going to use on the inside. Because we're making so many cards, I haven't got time to do them all right this second. So this time, I'm just going to add this more or less to the middle, but towards the bottom. Making sure I've got that nice and straight before I press. Perfect. And then I'm just literally checking to see if I've got backing. Have I got backing on these? I do. There we go. So I cut the shapes out even with some... Oh, let's just make sure I get that lined up properly. In fact, I'm going to do it on this side. I'm going to tuck that one just behind. Oh, that is sweet. And then this one. Got a bit of sticky on there. Just going to add a little bit of glue. And I'm going to put this one up here. And then the little star, I got sticky on that as well, just a little bit. I'm just going to pop this right on the end there. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? And I've coming in with a little bit of this beautiful ribbon. And I'm going to tie myself a little bow. I've got I sliced my finger open yesterday with a carving knife. I was only drying it. I wasn't even carving anything. I was just drying it to put it away. And right across my finger. Oof. And do you know the best thing I did was grab a plaster straight away and sealed it up, and it stopped bleeding straight away. Oh, look at that, it's got a little knot in the end. Oh yes, I was experimenting. So let's trim these ends off, just where that little knot is. They've not all got ribbons on, but I've got a piece of, I've got a glue dot there to keep it in place. Oh, sorry girls, I'm sorry for sniffling, but that's spicy food. Right, another glue dot. I've got glue dots on the backings and the backings on the glue dots. Oh, there we go, I got a large one there. Let's see if we can get that off. And I'm just going to pop this here. Take off the backing. They stick into my fingers. Pick the best side of your bow, and then I'm just going to add, and you don't really need mega glitz to make a beautiful card. So this is my card 1, which I'd done landscape portrait, and then this is card 2 in the landscape. So, and I swapped the sentiment. So there's another 2 of our beautiful cards. I'll show them all again at the end. This card now is, I think I might have to cut. Oh no, I've got it. So I've got my little stars again. I have got pieces of designer series paper, and I've got them with a little white border this time. I don't know the sizes. I think I shall measure them for you though. I just cut them basically at random. So this one is again from that beautiful paper. So this measures 5.5 by 2 3/4, and that's just going on top. Our cards are slightly longer than the American cards, so you can cut them down according. So these were just pieces that I had left over, and then we've got our beautiful, this little piece. I think this is 2 by 2.5, 2 by 2 1/4. So there we go, and then a white backing. Just gonna layer these up. I haven't just done a plain simple card like this for a long time. And then this we're gonna stamp on with our Merry Christmas, just on top of the designer series paper. So you could batch make these if you cut all these papers up in strips. So I'm going to line this up. Just try my best to get it in the center. Oh, look at that. So cute. Get my paper, smush it off. And then clean my stamp. Perfect. I'll give that one a quick. I know I'm going to use it again, but I like to keep it. I might just swap it up actually. So there is our sentiment. Again, it's just on the back of a piece of designer series paper. Nice and pale and great to stamp on. Gives you all that beautiful texture in the background and design. Save you having to add pattern. Just going to give that the tiniest little. And then this time I'm going to switch. I've got to keep this one because of the way the stars are going. Just going to glue this into place. This time I'm going to glue this piece. And I'm using the Misty Moonlight. I'm going down this edge. It's the same length as my card. If there is a tiny little bit of an overhang, I'm not really bothered about that. I mean, I could get my trimmer later, but it's perfectly lined up at the top. And I'm going to add my Merry Christmas on here with dimensionals. And it's only a sentiment, so but you wouldn't think just blobbing some bits of cardstock together. And I pull that in a little bit. Just try and keep that straight. That's cute. And then I'm gonna grab a couple of dimensionals on this end. I know it's not really raised, but I'm gonna add this time because I think the card kit's dimensionals are a lot thicker than the ordinary Stampin' Up dimensionals, and I'm just going to squash that so it flattens it a little bit. And then I was going to turn it around, but I'm not now. I'm going to add this piece. I'm just going to come in just a touch I'm going to add that there. I'm going to get my pokey tool, take off the backing. Perfect, and I'm going to line this up. Making sure that's nice and straight before I press it down. That's cute. Let's see if I can get the backing off this. Woohoo, that one come off. And I'm gonna add this one on this side. I'm not sure if this has got backing on or not. No, I don't think this one has. I think actually I added a dimensional on this one. They just about fit. And because we are using navy cards, I've got my little bits going everywhere, look. Come off my fingers. Give them a lick. And then I'm going to pop this one just there. Isn't that sweet? I love it. Now I didn't add gems on my other one, but I'm just going to grab a couple of these silver and I'm just going to cover random little stars. 1, 2, and let's come down here. 3. So this is this card as well. And this is the card I took it off, so I've just swapped them around and moved them about. And again, I've got my 3 stars. Absolutely beautiful. So there is card number 3. So let's crack on with the next one. Have I got something wrong? Have I done something wrong? 1, 2, 3. I've missed a piece of card. Oh no, I haven't. It's here. Dana's going doolally. I've got a piece of mirrored card. Now you can cut a shape out of this. This I just got really cheap. I've got a banner which I've cut from the same essentials pack, and I used the larger one. I've got my stars ready again. Love these stars, they're so cute. Now if you notice, one piece is a little bit wider than the other, so this time I'm just going to swoosh them round. You could use your tape runner. This is getting covered up, so like I'm saying, if you don't want to waste the silver, you could cut a frame out of this. Look at that, I'm covered in glue now. I'm going to grab my tissue. I've got a bit of tissue. We just grab, it gets rid of it off the silver and it dries clear. So, and if you are delicate enough, just use your tissue, it'll come off. I don't think anyone's going to notice, so let me get my tape runner this time. So these were scrap pieces, so I didn't particularly cut them shorter than each other. It was just what I had left over. And you're thinking, wow, that's a big gap. It is a big gap, but just gonna squash that down. No one's going to see that gap in a minute. So I'm just going to add a line of tape. Put that away, and I'm using this I know it's got gold on, but I just wanted to cover the gap that this card created. Grab myself a little piece of double-sided tape. You will forgive me in a minute when you see how pretty this card is. Flip that over. Add our tape, flip this over, add add our tape and then just grab some. Cut that off, and again I've got a glue dot on the top. She's looking a bit scarce. Isn't that pretty? It's hid that now. And then this, I'm just gonna hide. Just checking the best side. I'm gonna peel that tape off. She says when it comes off. I've got glue stuck to me everywhere. And then we're just going to add some more glue on there. I mean, all my card bases are a standard A4 for English papers. You can cut everything down to an A4, A2 even, sorry, American size. I've just got the smallest gap going all around because I'm using the boho blue. Perfect. Now I'm going to be using a little bit of embossing powder, which is cute. Got my embossing buddy. Just going to give that a wipe. But first of all, we're going to stamp our Mary in navy blue. Making sure it's nicely filled in. And I'm going to put the Mary at a slight angle this time. And I'm on a slight angle. Give that a good squash down because it's I'm giving the ink a chance to soak in. So bear with me, ladies. Gaynor's on the vape. Oh, that turned out beautiful. And I know I'm not going to get my paper out for this, but I'm just going to clean that straight away. It does go a little bit pink, but it's well worth it. So I've got my ink and I've got my Christmas, which is from the same set, and I'm just going to pat that now gently. I'm just going to give my a wipe because it's brand new. I had a little bit of stickage, as they call it, and I had to use a brush. So I now created a key. It turned out okay on my other card, which I'll show you in a minute, but I kept this straight and I kept the Christmas straight on the label. But this time I'm just going to come in a little bit more of a slant and give that a go. Let that soak in. Perfect. And then I'm going to get my silver. Oh, I've got the sniffles, girls. Oh, that is cute. I think I bought about 3 tubs of this silver embossing powder, and I don't use it that often, just to fill the tub, and then I don't use it that often anyway. So give me 2 seconds to warm my tool up. I'm going to poke that in there for a second. Putting my glue topper on. Ah! Oh, look at that, it's starting to change. I love it when it changes. There we go. That was quick. It didn't take long. But I love it. They're a little bit obscure, the Christmas, but I think that is mega cute. And it's got a little dusting on top of the Merry now. So this is going on dimensionals as well. Help with the shape of the card. Oh, it's warm in here, girls. So I'm gonna this time add my Merry right across the center there. I have got my beautiful star, and I used about 4 different shapes of star. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4 different shapes. I did have this one above here, so now I'm going to stick it just there, and I'm going to add, have I got sticky back on here? Yes, I have. Woohoo! Sticky back on there as well. So I'm going to add one here. I'm going to take the sticky back off here. It comes off so much better with your pokey tool. And I'm just going to add one here as well. That is card number 1, 2, 3. This is card number 4. And then this is my other one. So you can see I kept it straight there. And this one I went through the Merry. So, and I just tilted them basically and added my stars in different places. So I hope you like. Just a quick and simple card. But you can pop these out to a penny. And if you've got shapes, maybe you could have cut this shape and this shape out of the backs of these papers to go on different cards. I didn't mind because my cardstock was really, really cheap. So that's card number 4. Right there, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I've got 5, and I've got 2 more to make. So our next card is this beautiful paper. I've done a bit of die cutting, and we're going to be die cutting this piece out. And it's just some beautiful designer series paper. Now this is quite, it's got a pattern on the back, and I wasn't fussed on using that. So, I mean, I could choose to have the blue sky at the top, which I'm going to. And I'm going to add this on my card. Just glue this down. Again, another quick, once you've got all your die cut pieces, you can, let me just burnish my card. Make sure I've got the opening where I want it. And this is going to give me a small border all the way around. Love that. Sorry, ladies. And I've used the navy, and I've used the die to cut out. You can see the woodwork on it. It's lovely. So we got some plain stars this time that came from the same paper I cut this out of. And we're going to use dimensionals on this one. And I think, did I use, let me use these. I've got one across there. I had a long strip that I used. Perfect. From, what's it called? The mini dimensionals. Well, let's see how we can add this now there. Like so. Now let's get some mini ones. I had a long strip off the side and I put it across the top and it was great. So, one on each foot. Oh, there we go. We've got a nice long piece there. Cool. And I'm going to add just one at the top there. And one more there. And then we're going to strip these off. But it takes seconds to cut these out. Get the backings off. I like marking that my dimensionals, that way I know if I've pulled the backing off or not, and you can tell anyway with the black ones. Oh, love it. So I'm going to glue. See if you can see them poking out. Just tuck them in a little bit. I'll show you now when I get it on the card. So I'm going to have a small gap either side. Perfect. Get your pokey tool, and wherever, look, I'm covered in glue, wherever you think you see, just poke it under and press, and it will tuck it out of the way. Now you can't see it. So I've got another strip which I put across here. I'm just gonna, oh, that's perfect. I'm just gonna peel the backing. Perfect. I'm just gonna go along the bottom of that beam again, just to give me a little bit of sparkle. Perfect. And I'm gonna glue my seam down, and I'm gonna tuck it. Oh, look, a bit of dye, bit sticking in there. And I'm going to gently slide that in so it fits along the bottom. And I'm just tapping it because I know if I don't tap it, it'll smudge. So with my star, a dimensional just on the back. I'm going to peel that back. I got a bit there, and then I overlap. So I've got a double-sided star. I'm not sure if this has got peeling on the back. Nope. And then I'm just gonna add a blob of glue, and this time I shall pop my lovely little 3D star in there, which will dry clear. And this time I'm just gonna see if that will fit in there. So let me just, I can always turn it over if it's not the right size, or I can go back to my join piece. So is that gonna fit? Oh, just about. Look at that. Perfect. Just wanted to swap up my, look at that. You get a really dark ink stain if you don't wipe it off. Oh, Gaynor, what you like. I'll clean my hands later. So I'm going to fetch in. Oh, it's that card there. Gaynor's got the sniffles. So I'm going to pull it as close as I can, making sure it looks straight. I could have gone the next size up, but I think it's a little bit too wide for my card. And if it doesn't look the best, I can always get, oh, there we are. Got a tiny smudge. I'll sort that out in a second. That's off the back of my pink plate, which is starting to come apart. So I wouldn't suggest you buy cheap because it doesn't work. You're gonna get a genuine. I'm not saying it's not genuine, but the black one I saw advertised might be. I don't know. You've got to give them a go, haven't you? Well, I do apologise. I've got the dribbles tonight. So I'm gonna throw that. My little banner came from the Stylish Shapes. Do like using these. Gotta get my little glue eraser. I think it's just a stain that came off. Yeah, it was on the back of the plate, so it's not really made a mess of my card. Let me get my embossing buddy put away. And I'm going to have some more dimensionals. I've got a couple more here. One. Oops. Don't stick it in there without sticking it down properly, Gaynor. 1, 2, 3 back-ends. They were off the card kit. So this says Happy Holiday, and I could just this time just make sure I got it level right under that beautiful signpost. That is so cute, and I'm going to have some more of these beautiful little gems, and I'm going to group 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 just on there. That is so cute. Isn't that gorgeous? Our little Happy Holiday. Now this is the other one I made. I just moved the star, added an extra couple more gems and lowered the piece down, but I used a different sentiment. So there's card number 5. How cute is this? And we're on our last card. So decided this time with this card to make this was in my stash. Look at that. It looks like fireworks going off. Isn't that beautiful? When you just move that around, it looks just like fireworks. Now this is from the Stitch Shapes again from this bundle. I've got this the 3rd and the 4th. The paper is, oh, I can't remember, but it comes, it's like an ombre effect. So this is the top end, this is the bottom end, or vice versa. I know that one came from a 12-inch piece. I think this come off the back, and it just got darker further down the card, but I thought I would use some of that. And this beautiful stash, like I'm saying, this came from I've had this, I think this was gifted to me. So I'm just going to grab some more double-sided tape. This is a really quick and simple, but I'm turning this one in because we've made so many nice Christmas cards. I'm just going to turn this one into, I don't want to press too hard unless it's not straight. And I'm just taking it over the edge to wrap it round, if you've noticed. Good. And then I'm going to peel off the backing. I'm not going to put it all the way off the back. And I'm using this ribbon this time. So let's just get a little piece. Let's see if it wants to stick. And then, wow, it's so sticky on the front. I can make sure that piece of ribbon now is lovely and straight. And then remove the rest of my backing. And I'm going to cut that off. Perfect. That is so cute. I didn't put a bow on my other one. So what I might just do is, because that's now cut at an angle, I'm just going to tie this by keeping the knot, but keeping the way that ribbon goes as well, the right way. And then just give that a snip off. And all I've got to do is tidy that little bit. Just making sure I've got it nice and perfect. So I could add that on there. I haven't decided yet. But this time I'm going to add some more dimensionals. I didn't do it on the last card, but I'm going to do it on this one. Look at my dimensionals perish really quickly. Back ends do. See, that needs to, they just break apart, some of them. I always get the dodgy ones. Trust me to always get the dodgy ones. Catch my little tub in. Take the back ends off when it wants to come off. And then I'm going to attach this to my card. Giving myself a nice little border. All the way around. Isn't that cute? And then I did tuck this behind. So I'm going to glue this piece down. I'm just going to pop that just under there. And glue that on. And then with this, I'm stamping with my blue ink again. I could have used silver embossing powder, but I've used the blue mainly throughout this set. And this one says Happy New Year. What? Where's my paper gone? I get rid of this ink. Perfect. Cleaning my cloths because I can't. I'll bleach that cloth later and all that, and then most of that ink will come off. So I can put the cloth away. I can then pop this on dimensionals again. I'm just gonna add 3 more. Press, press, press. They come off so easy if you press them down. She says. And whoops, this one I'm just gonna add slight, I'm not even gonna, in fact I'm gonna do it this side this time. I'm not putting it bang in the center, I'm off centering it. And then I've got some little stars that I had from a Do Craft a long time ago. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pop a little star on there. And then I'm going to alternate in the centers of these, what to me look like fireworks. 1, 2, 3 different colors. 3. And then I'm going to go back to this color. So we got 4, 5. Let's put one down there. 6. And another navy one just down there. 7. So we've got odd numbers, cute little stars, and a nice little, what's it called? If I remember, a New Year's Eve card. So let me just pop my bits away so I can get my things together to show you. And this is the one, oh, I've got my little, this is the one I first made. And I, 1, 2, 3, 4, I added 5 on there and no bow. But this one, I think I'm just going to add that just to break that little space up with a large. I'm gonna add it just on the top there. Get rid of the backing. And I love blue and silver cards. You can't beat them. They just look so elegant, so clean and tidy. Oh, excuse me for snivelling. I think I might have a cold coming. So this is card number 6 and 7. I just think they're really cute and they look great as New Year's Eve cards. So let's make a space. So this is card number 6. Hope you can see them all. Oh, excuse me, girls. Card number 6. Card number 5. Card number 4. Card number 3. card number 2, and card number 1. So I'll pull that out so you can see that one, but you can see all the cards that we've made. So we got 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We've got 12 cards from just a few, and I didn't use even a full sheet of designer series paper. I just used little bits. Obviously you saw my offcuts. This I think I just used the 2 pieces for those 2 cards. So I couldn't say. They're just little pieces again. This is from a totally different set. So I would say one, probably just short of 1 sheet of designer series paper and some extra bits that I found in a cupboard. And, well, set of drawers anyway. But there we go. 10, 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 cards. All made in this beautiful blues and silvers. I hope you give a thumbs up and a share. The more you share, the more you thumbs up, the more the video gets pushed around for other people to see. And again, all glory to our great Lord and Saviour. Let me just pop my original cards on the top. So cards, let me just get them put straight so you can see them. So we have card 1, card 2, card 3, card 4, card 5, and card 6. So there we go. I hope you've enjoyed. I love making sets of cards, and I think I've got about just as many Christmas cards as I need right now. Why is my camera look so dark? Or is it just my eyesight? There we go. Oof, there we go. So I hope you've enjoyed. Come back on the next one. Like I say, all glory to our great Lord and Saviour, who gives talents to share with you lovely ladies. Come back on the next video and we'll take it from there. Till next time. Bye.